Hello, hello, hello. My name is Felicia, the Anointed Trainer, and I'm getting ready to do a little discussion talking about passive or how to recognize passive aggressive behavior. Because we need to recognize these spirits, because that's what we want to call it. It's a spirit because we are not wrestling against flesh and blood, but we are wrestling against these spirits. And so, by us living in this world, we need to recognize these spirits. And like I said, in this, how to recognize passive aggressive behaviors. Um, Consider lately, I have been coming up against this spirit here more and more. And so, what I started doing, I did a little research to make sure that that spirit is not in me, because that's what I've always want to make sure that nothing is in me that is not as pleasing to God. Because and so this is what I want to help y'all to make sure that you don't walk in any of these spirits, because we want to always be pleasing to God. So, like I said, I don't know if I introduced myself or not, but my name is Felicia, the Anointed Trainer. And I'm going to go ahead and get into this message because I don't want to be on here long. So y'all can go on about y'all business. But like I said, the title is called How to Recognize Passive Aggressive Behavior. Now, I will be reading from my computer because my material is here. Um, and it has the questions I want to start out and asking. And if you don't mind, you can put the answer. If you want to answer the question, you can put the answers in the comment. So that way, if you need me to find out more, research more to give you more information as to what you need to be looking for within yourself or within your friends, within your family, your job, your church members, or whomever you come in contact with, so you will know how to move accordingly with this spirit, passive aggressiveness. I know everybody always say I'm always talking about the spirits because we're dealing with spirits. We are spirit beings, so we need to recognize when these spirits, especially if they're not godly spirits, because we need to recognize these ungodly spirits, so we know how, like I said, move accordingly with these people, these spirits. Okay, the question I'm going to ask you is: have you ever had someone say, "I'm fine," when they are clearly not? They will always say, "I'm fine." I used to do that when when I was married, because I didn't want to argue with. I ain't gonna say argue, but couldn't really explain myself. Now I can explain myself, but that was one of the things I did. Uh, Even when I ain't gonna take just with him, it was people in general. When I didn't want to argue with people, this is how I always respond, was with "I am fine," but in reality, I was not fine. But now I understand, my do's and my don'ts. So I'll put it that way. So now I know how to answer questions. But when I'm having issues with people, I sit down and talk to people instead of just running away from people. So we'll start over. It says, have you ever heard someone say, "I am fine," when they are clearly not? Or a coworker who forgets to do something you ask them to do when they obviously just don't want to do it. Those are examples of passive aggressive behaviors, the kinds of actions that can derail relationships and leave you feeling confused, slighted, or drained. And we don't want to be neither one of those. So we need to learn how to check our feelings, make sure that people are not doing any of this toward you, so you will know how to, like I said, move accordingly. Passive aggressive behavior is defined as behavior that is singly not, I don't know how to pronounce that word, innocuous. You tell me what it is. Innocuous. No, I'm not going to, I'm not, just forget it. Accidental or neutral, but that indirectly displays an unconscious aggressive motive. Because everything that people do, everything that we do when we're dealing with people, there's always a motive behind as to why we're doing what we're doing, whether it's passive aggressive or just aggressive. So we need to learn, like I say, which one are you walking in? If you're not walking in a godly manner, then you need to really check yourself. Ask God to help you, to show you how to pull that up out of you, because you do not want that in your life. I know I don't want it in mine, and I'm pretty sure you don't want it in yours. People who are passive aggressive are indirectly aggressive rather than directly aggressive. For instance, passive aggressive behavior can manifest as resistance to another person's request by procrastinating, expressing slowness, or acting stubbornly. See, we don't want to do none of this stuff. That's why I'm talking about it, because as we continue to move forward in life, and God is still pulling stuff up out of you, then when new people come into your life, or if you decide to stay with the people that you have, then you need to be able to address this spirit. So you can either you're going to shut it down, or you're going to move again accordingly. Or because we need to learn, like I said, we need to learn how to talk to this spirit. Not only we don't need to talk to the spirit, we need to talk to the people this time, because they need to understand that this is something you're not going to do with you, because you need to learn how to set boundaries in your life. Set them down, tell them your boundaries, and if they're not willing to adjust to your boundaries, then me myself, I'm not going to tell you to walk away or to move on with your life. I will tell you to move on with your life, but I will not tell you to walk away, because sometimes we need to give people the benefit of the doubt, but you don't need to allow them to walk on all over you, talk to you any kind of way that they feel that they can do, just because they have issues amongst themselves. Someone who is passive aggressive often lets others take control, while someone who is aggressive, my mouse moved on me. Hold on. Okay, hold on, come on. Okay, someone who is passive aggressive often lets others take control, while someone who is aggressive is more confrontational or directly forceful. So someone who is passive aggressive is exerting control over situations, just in just in a less direct or recognizable way. See, they have ways of letting you know that they're not okay, but you need to be able to recognize it. Researchers suggest that passive aggressiveness is a way to express hostility. See what I said? Without violence or physical aggression. And then we're going to go into the causes of passive aggressive behavior. Passive aggressive behaviors can have negative effects on relationships in families, romances. And so by me teaching single women here lately, I want you to know that even if you're dealing with this, if it's still in you, then like I said, you need to ask God to pull that up out of you, especially if you're wanting God to send you your mate. Because God is not going to send you your mate. Now you can go get him yourself. You may regret it, but I personally would suggest that you wait on God to send your husband to you. Because if you get out of turn, out of time, out of line, I put it that way, and try to do things on your own, you will not be happy with that. I guarantee you will not be happy. Like I said, passive aggressive behaviors can have negative effects on relationships in families, romances, and even in the workplace, schools, and your churches. So, why is this often destructive behavior so common? Because people, for one, they're not getting delivered. That's the one thing. They're not going in allowing God to pull stuff out of them. They're not allowing God to show them what's in them that needs to come up out of them. And I hate to say, and then some people are before, like I said before, some people don't want to do the work because the work is hard. Just like if you're trying to lose weight and you're trying to build your muscles and stuff like that, it's hard. But if you want the results, the benefits of looking healthier, lean and toned in your body, then you're going to pick up them dumbbells, pick up the weights, whatever you need to pick up, and do what you got to do. And there are a few things that can contribute to passive aggression. Family upbringing. As a result, people may feel that they cannot express their real feelings more openly and instead find ways to passively channel their anger or frustration. But see, with you, you're not going to allow people to do this kind of behavior with you. We're gonna stop that. Mental health status is thought that this is due to a combination of personal attitude, how they explain negative situations, their attributional style, and how they respond to distress. Discomfort with confrontation. I used to be like that. No, no, no. When standing up for yourself is difficult or even scary. Like I said, I used to be that little people pleaser. I don't do that anymore. I'm not a people pleaser. I don't try to disrespect anyone that wants to still be a people pleaser, but I'm not that person. I am more God pleasing. Whatever God is telling me to say or do, hey, be prepared. That's all I can say. Be prepared. Passive aggression might seem like an easier way to deal with your emotions without having to confront the source of your anger. We always need to confront it. You always want to confront the issues, the problems that you're having. Always. Because if you don't, you're going to continue to allow people to walk all over you. And that is what you do not want that to do. You don't want that to happen to you. So recognizing your own passive aggressive behaviors. Because if you have it in you, like I said earlier, you need to get rid of it. It can sometimes be easier to recognize aggressiveness in others than it is to see these behavior patterns in yourself. Like I was saying, that's why I come in and did a little research on it, because it started coming up against me more and more often. So I have to figure, okay, what am I drawn? I mean, why? What's in me that I'm drawing this spirit toward me? So when I sat down and did a little research, like I said, I found that there's a couple things that are still in me. So I'm asking God to continue to pull that out of me, because like I don't want to walk in none of this, because it's not of God. And so if it's not of God, again, I don't want it. So like I said, if you think that you might be passive aggressive, take a step back and look at your own behavior with an impartial eye. These questions can help. Do you often find yourself sulking when you are unhappy with someone? Do you avoid people with whom you are upset? Do you ever stop talking to people when you are angry with them? Do you put off doing things as a way to punish others? Do you use sarcasm to avoid engaging in meaningful conversation? If you feel that your passive aggressive behaviors are damaging your relationships, there are steps you can take to change how you relate to others. Number one, improve your self-awareness. Passive aggressive actions sometimes stem from not having a good understanding, clarity of what you are feeling. So like I said, I love that word clarity. That is my word from here on out because I love that word. Because if you can explain them whys, find out why you're doing what you're doing, then you can move forward in life. But if you won't sit down with yourself or with God and find out what is causing you to act the way that you do, then you're going to continue to repeat these same patterns over and over again. And that is one thing that God is not wanting us to continue to do the same patterns over and over again instead of us sitting down with Him and sitting with us, with yourself, and pretty much asking these questions and finding out what is your problem. What is causing you to act the way that you're acting? And once God reveals them to you, then move accordingly. Start paying attention to what is going on with you emotionally as you react to different people and situations. So like I said, I hate to brag on myself, but because God, when I say God has brought me a mighty long way, oh, He has brought me a mighty long way. Mighty long way. So like I said, I used to be one of those people pleasers. And I thank God that I'm not. I'm grateful that He healed me of that years ago. I mean years ago. And and I remember I had a dream. No, I'm not gonna go into that dream, but part of the dream, I'm just gonna say this because part of the dream, there was a black lady in the dream. She had a butt in the air, uh, facing toward a particular person in the dream. And so I've had several people look at the dream for me and stuff and help break it down, but no one ever talked about the black lady bent over with the butt in the air. So I let somebody else look at it, and she said what that was. It is a butt kisser, and that's pretty much what a people pleasers people are. That they too busy. That's why I said, well, I'm gonna go ahead and it's out there now. And so they're too busy trying to please other people instead of trying to figure out who they are, what God is wanting them to do for themselves and Him. But they're too busy trying to please everybody else because they don't want people to be mad at them, don't want nobody, uh, like I said, to be mad at them. Well, like I said, I'm not a people pleaser. I'll tell you that in a heartbeat. I am not a people pleaser. I'm saying that real slow. But now when it comes to pleasing God, now you got me on that one. But a people pleaser, that like I said, God delivered me from that years ago, and I'm grateful. I tell you, I promise you, I'm grateful. So when I let somebody break that part of the dream down for me, because like I said, everybody else broke the other stuff down, but I got up one day, was thinking about that. I said nobody said anything about the black woman with the butt up in the air facing this particular person. And she broke it down for me. She said, "Baby, that's a butt kisser, pretty much a people pleaser." So I'm gonna go back to do these last two so we can get up out of here. Okay, but so if you're trying to please people instead of trying to please God, trying to figure out who you are, then no, get with God, ask God to show you who you are, so you will stop doing this people pleasing. Don't do that. Don't do that because it's not nice. It's not nice. It's not nice on you. It can be very stressful on you. Uh, and if you're not careful, you're gonna eventually get to the point where you're gonna hate going around these people because you're too busy trying to satisfy them, too busy trying to make them happy, trying to make them please them instead of pleasing yourself. Yeah. See, that's not good. It's not good. It's not good at all. So don't be a people pleaser. Or according to the dream, don't be a butt kisser. Don't do that. Get with get with yourself, um, and really let God show you who you are. Because once you let go of all of this stress, because that's all it is. It's a lot of stress that you're putting on yourself because you don't know how to let go of people pleasing. Okay. Number two, give yourself time to make changes. Recognizing your own behaviors is a good first step toward change. But altering your patterns and reaction can take some time. Be patient with yourself as you work to reduce your passive aggressive responses. So, like I said, if this is you, then get it out, get rid of it, and then and mainly if you got people hanging around you and they are doing this towards you, then either you're still walking in your, like I said, people pleasing mode, because no one should do this to you. No one. You shouldn't do it to no one else, and you most definitely shouldn't allow no one to do it to you. Okay, number three, practicing expressing yourself. See, like I just did, I express myself. I do. When I do express myself, I do it in a positive way. It's not. I'm not. I don't do it in a way of I'm bragging about anything because if I everything that I have right now, where I am right now, even with my mind, my body, and everything, it's because of God. I don't take no credit from Him because I already know I know from my inside out, if it wasn't for Him, I would not be where I am today. Because like many of my videos, I've stated that when I had the stroke in 2018, I lost my voice, and now God is using my my voice out of all people to put His word out there. And so I don't allow no one to shut me down anymore. And that was one of the things that the enemy was really trying to do was to shut me down. But I thank God that He gave me that boldness to come on, step out anyway, and say what say the things that He needs me to say, and be done with it. Whether like I said, trying to please people, that's not me. That's not me. I mean, I like pleasing people as far as when I'm trying to do a job or something like that. But as far as doing that people pleasing to make sure that you're gonna like me and all of that stuff, that's not Felicia Phillips, the anointed trainer. That's not me. That's not me. But we'll go ahead and say what I gotta say. Practicing expressing yourself, understanding your emotions, and leaning toward expressing your feelings appropriately is an important step toward ending passive aggressive behaviors. And not only is it ended for you, it ended for the people that's you're allowing it to come up against you like this. But like I said, because when they keep coming up against me, I'm like, okay, God, what is still in me? Because people don't understand when you drawing. This is what you drawing towards you. You drawing these people to you for a reason, because it's something in you. I'm gonna have to say this too. I remember telling somebody this maybe a couple of weeks ago, and I was telling her the same thing. Sometimes we're always blaming the devil bringing people into our lives, or we're saying God is bringing people into our life, and that is true. But the main thing people forget is what is in you that's drawing these people to you. See, like people say they want a husband, a wife, and all of this thing, and they want this and this and this. Then, what are you doing to draw this type of person into your life? Yeah. See, I want somebody that's working out, eating healthy, and I can say I want that because I can draw that person to me because guess what? That's what I do. I can't say I want me a millionaire. I mean, I would love to have a millionaire, But I'm not in that millionaire status. Not saying that a millionaire still can't come up to me and approach me and marry me. I'm not saying that now. God can do whatever He wants to send, whatever, whomever He wants to send to Felicia. Felicia is okay with it. But I will have to learn how. I'm not saying I'm bad with money. Don't get that twisted. I'm not bad with money. But here lately, within what I went through with my divorce, my finances or my money is not where I was used to having. So I put it that way. What I'm trying to say is, if you're trying to draw a certain spouse into your life, then you need to do what you need to do to draw that spouse into your life, because he's not gonna come. It's however whoever you are now, that's what you're gonna draw. Yeah, that's what you're gonna draw. If you don't eat healthy and but you want somebody to eat healthy, you might get it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna repeat this again. Practice expressing yourself, understanding your emotions, and learning to express your feelings appropriate is an important step toward ending passive aggressive behaviors. Conflict is an unavoidable part of life. You're gonna have to, like I said, once you get out of that people pleasing mode, hey, you won't, yeah, you ain't gonna mind, you ain't gonna mind. Yeah, I don't mind. You might not mind. I don't mind. But knowing how to assess your feelings effectively can result in better resolutions. Yeah, that's good. So this is all I have for y'all today, and I pray that y'all got some tips from what I got out of this. Because, like I said, it started with me. I was dealing with so much of this coming toward me, so I had to say, okay, what is still in me that need to go? Because this right here, I don't like being mean to people, and I try my best not to be mean to people. I always try to be loving and kind to people, and because I grew up on that, do unto others as you want others to do unto you. So I'm going to close right there. So always remember that. Do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. And so that way you wouldn't be so mean and hateful towards somebody else, um, if you don't want them to turn around and do it to you. Because again, you reap what you sow, whether good or bad. Because a lot of people thinking when you quoting that, that's meaning money. Baby, it's whatever you put out, whatever you dishing out in the atmosphere is coming back to you. So remember that. So again, my name is Felicia, the Anointed Trainer, and I pray that this message was good to you, and I pray that you don't mind sharing, like, subscribe, and until next time, I want y'all to continue to be healthy and make sure you move that body. Be blessed. Till next time.